Irix guy here, live again, back again with another live walk show. If you tuned into a few, you know it's not about visuals. It's just a walk and talk, and you can choose to chat in real time. If you're watching this at approximately 5:35 p.m. New York City time, that's 5:35 p.m. Eastern time. Then you can comment live. If you're watching the previously recorded live version, you can still leave a comment. But if you're live, you can also choose to super chat or super sticker. Just a great way to support the channel, and not just this live stream, but my professional studio live streams and product reviews, unboxings, and a whole lot more. So I deeply appreciate it. So without further ado, let's hop in here. A few things. Something that's been a recurring series of questions that I've received is the new MacBook Pro 14-inch with M1 Pro and the new MacBook Pro 16-inch with M1 Max. So there's been a lot of chatter about that. People have either extremely positive opinions or kind of less than excited opinions, and I'll explain. Cubster made a really good point. He said the specs are better, which is true. You get more input output. You get a MagSafe charging cable now. I mean, it's a lot of stuff's improved. Better display, larger displays. Now, on the downside, you're getting a physically larger and physically heavier laptop, which may not be an issue. I mean, we're talking, we're not talking significant size or weight increase. It's not like something that's going to be cumbersome to carry around, but you are getting a lot more power. And again, my stance on it is that if you're looking for a one and done computer that needs to be portable, I think that the 14-inch or the 16-inch MacBook Pro, fills that business need quite well. Now, if you're looking for something that is going to be used in a production studio only, I would say go with the iMac. Now, the iMac, of course, at least at the time of filming this live show, is only an M1. And I kind of chuckle when I say only an M1. M1 is blazing fast. So, if you don't need portability and you just want a one and done, I would definitely go with the M1 iMac. And they're available in a bunch of colors too, which is nice. I've got the purple, just because I thought that was kind of crazy. It matches the Irish Guys Adventure Channel studio, because I've got purple and gray acoustic panels in my studio. So yeah, now keep in mind, if you get one of the new MacBook Pros and you want to connect it to a monitor, at least currently Apple doesn't offer a monitor that's comparable to what you get in the iMac M1. Your options are kind of, what is it, the Pro XDR display or whatever, the astronomically priced display, and you may be a big shot, and you may have a big budget, and you may be able to get that display. In that case, you would be probably ecstatic. Super high resolution, just a wonderful monitor. But if you're just a small startup and you're working on a budget, you may not be able to justify the ROI, the return on investment, of that large and expensive Apple XDR display. So in that scenario, you're tasked with, what do I get? Well, there's some pretty good PC monitors. LG makes some pretty good monitors. Thing is, they're pretty expensive. And I've got an LG monitor, 4K, looks good. But when you put it beside the iMac 24 inches monitor, the colors aren't as good. The brightness is not anywhere close, even when it's maxed out. It's immediately apparent that the iMac M1's display is far superior. So you're probably, if you're planning to use external monitor with your Pro, you're probably gonna be disappointed unless you're the big shot, and your company has the budget for the XDR display. So something to take into consideration. And you may be working exclusively from the MacBook Pro screen. And in the case of the 16-inch, 16-inch screens probably big enough for most tasks. And the resolution of it is probably good enough for most video editors. And Camo Will made it. Congrats. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you. Good to have everyone here. I see a lot of people tuning in. Again, just the standard, walk around, try to burn some fat. Like it is. So yeah, y'all here. The Apple event that occurred on October what was that, yesterday? What is today? The 8th, 19th. Oh, yes, Camo. I hope it's Camo and not, I said Camo, I hope it's Camo and not Camo. Where are you from? Georgia, not the country, but the United States of America. It's on the East Coast. It's right up above Florida. And then South Carolina's on the top of it. Georgia's a great place, man. It can get hot, but at least now it's kind of cool. So I'm just enjoying the wonderful abandoned parking lot and grassy field walk. You can't beat it. So yeah, the Apple launch event is pretty cool. But so many people have asked me, because I obviously I'm a big Apple guy. I've been using Apple exclusively since the original iMac. There was the CRT with the bright colors. It's like Camo. There you go. Camo. There you go, Camo. Camo's in the studio audience today. That's great. Deeply appreciate it, Camo. But yeah, it's a cool laptop. But yeah, again, my studio, it's all about iMac in the studio, MacBook Air M1 in the field. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Camo's the man. So yeah, we're out here burning this fat, man. Doing a little progress update. I burned 64 calories according to the Apple device on my wrist. I don't call it a watch. I call it an Apple device, because the only watch that I wear is mechanical. This is just a fitness tracking tool, a fitness tracking device that's very nice. So yeah, man, there's a lot of traffic. You got any old gear you want to bless a fan? Broke college student? No, dude. What I would do as far as old gear, this is my best advice for college. Just get you a lot of Natty Light. That's all you need, man. Natty Light, parties, and you'll be good. And most of those parties, you don't even need the Natty Light, because there's probably a keg. You can just crash a bunch of keg parties and get your beer. And you do want the pregame though. It's good to have a mini fridge in college, stocked full of Natty Light, that premium beverage. Either that, you may like the Natty Daddy. You may like the natural ice, the Natty Ice. Camo says, I usually go to pawn shops. Yeah, there's some deals to be had in pawn shops. There's, sometimes you can, and you don't really know who you're buying from at times, but sometimes you can find some pretty good stuff on sites like Craigslist, and it can be pretty good at times. I like Ciroc. Yeah, that's a good vodka, man. I'm not a big vodka dude. I do like whiskey. I do like rum. I do like scotch. Not a big clear liquor guy. Now I will use tequila, but I don't do shots. I do it in margaritas, and I only use the Reposado, which is kind of it's a little bit darker tequila, 100% agave. And Yeah, but Ciroc, man, that's some pretty cool vodka, man. You got to try the Goose, the Gray Goose. If you haven't tried that, it's pretty good. Like Jack Daniel's Honey Whiskey. You know, Jack is an acquired taste. I can't say I dislike Jack. I know it's popular, but there's something about the flavor profile that just doesn't really like me. Like, if I'm gonna do a whiskey, I'm gonna do like and this is often too sweet, but like a Crown Royal, either the regular or the Crown Royal Black. Those are good, but they're really sweet. For something just kind of, you know, like a sipping whiskey, you know, kind of like a Bullet, Bulleit. If you've never tried Bullet bourbon, it's from Kentucky. And the prices have risen. Well, the price has gone up on everything, but it in particular, in comparison to some of the other bourbons, you know, it used to be a bargain bourbon. Yeah, I'm the same way. Not a fave. I did bring back the. I was in British Columbia in Vancouver, and I brought back a bottle of. Haven't even tried it yet, but it's Crown Royal that is only sold in Canada, and it's. I forget the label that's on it, but I'm gonna have to try it and see, you know, how does it compare to, you know, the Crown Royals that are exported. So I'm excited to try that. Now rum, oh man, with rum you can go on a journey, and that's a journey worth taking, man. I got Angostura, which is really good. I've got Pussers, which is also known as the Navy rum. And then I've got, let's see, Angostura, Pussers, Mount Gay from Barbados, really good, especially the premium tiers of that, super good sipping rum. Appleton Estate, several different levels. Even the most basic Appleton Estate is drinkable. Oh, dude, you think Bacardi's nice? You need to try Appleton Estate. Just the regular, but if you step it up a notch, the 12-year is incredible. And then also I got it in St. Kitts in the British West Indies, but it's the Appleton Estate Master Blender's Legacy. Comes in a fancy box, and man, I can't wait to try that. But oh, and then I've got another one I haven't tried. It's the Gosling's Family Reserve, and it's in a. Got a little bit of interference. Let's see. Got a little bit of interference. I think somebody's trying to jam my signal. Yeah. So when I hit 100 million video views, I'm going to open the Gosling's Family Reserve, do a live show, do a live, honest taste test of that. It's supposed to be really good. I brought it back. I brought it from Bermuda, from the airport. So that was. Yeah, I'm excited to try that. Actually, I was in Bermuda with, and you may have seen his YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed, STK's Adventure Channel. We were doing a YouTube collaboration in Bermuda, and that's when I got the Gosling's Family Reserve. It's in the nice box with the window in it. So, yeah, you need to try, and I tell you, if you're wanting just a basic, affordable rum, and they've got it in light and dark. I prefer dark rums. And check out Cruzan, Cruzan, just the basic one. The dark one's really good. The light, you know, it's great to mix with anything, or you can sip on. It's not the best sipping rum, the entry level tiers, but as far as price point, because it's made in, it's distilled in St. Croix. It's very affordable in the United States. Aha! Look who we got here. Hybrid Life, the second member of the Timepiece Trio. That's right. We got Hybrid Life, we got Trevor, and who's the third? Yep, good to have you, man. We need to do another Timepieces for Tomorrow live show. And I've got, speaking of Timepieces for Tomorrow, and I'm surprised it hasn't landed at my studio yet, but I've got a really nice, I've got a bunch of merchandise for sure, says Hybrid Life, no doubt. I'm wearing not a watch today, I'm wearing a fitness tracker. yeah, so need to check out the merchandise. I'm going to have my hooded sweatshirt, my timepieces for tomorrow hooded sweatshirt. I've got it en route. You can find below this video and all my videos, live shows or just standard videos, you can find the merch bar. And I've got high quality coffee mugs. I've got t-shirts. I've got sweatshirts. I've got, let's see, what else do I have? All kinds of stuff. And I'm adding new inventory at all times here. Hybrid Life says, AKA the wrist clock gentleman. Wrist clock gentleman. That's funny, man. Yeah, we need to, I really want to get the steam going. And I tell you, man, you and Trevor are the awesome duo for talking about watches. And I'm confident, like once we get enough momentum going, we'll be able to, attract a large audience. And I definitely, I want to extend that. If y'all want to do a live show on your channels, let me know, man, and I'll join. I mean, it doesn't all, don't have to do all the live shows on my channel. If you want to mix it up, that's super cool. Because I just want to get the real community together. I mean, that's the thing with a lot of these channels. And you know who they are, and a lot of them I like. Hybrid Life says, I agree 100%. Once I get the new Mac, I'm uploading huge. No doubt. Uploading huge. Yeah, man. But I think with, just getting that steady flow of wristwatch enthusiasts and some of the other channels, they kind of deviate from the topic, which is no problem. I mean, there's a lot of interests that blend well with wristwatches. When you think of a wristwatch, you think of travel, you think of everything, just being well put together. So there's a lot of related topics that can blend in with the timepieces, and that's what's so cool. And I want to keep it like we've done it, man. Just keep it clean and keep it on point. And that's been awesome, just being able to talk and hear people's feedback. That again, got to get more consistent with the live shows, but something that and again, I admire Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3 Archie Luxury. Very cool dude, very good entertainer, but there's a lot of content on his channel that's completely off topic, which is fine. That's his, as he would say, that's his stick. So, I respect that. But with timepieces for tomorrow, I just want it to be very wristwatch centric, and anything that closely ties in. And something else is getting a watch dealer or two. I want to be able to advertise, and I'd really love it if I had a watch dealer that was reputable, that that would be willing to extend the opportunity for me to promote their online storefront for wristwatches with affiliate links. Meaning that that the sales could track back to me, and I could collect a commission and help to fuel this venture. These live streams aren't cheap. Hybrid Life says, once Hybrid Life is 50K subs, as Submariner is en route to your studio. Dude, that's awesome, man. That Hybrid Life, that's a doable goal. And I know, I feel very confident you can break through 50,000 subscribers in no time. I mean, it's just, it's the commitment and the commitment and creating consistent content that's well liked. I mean, that's the thing. And I mean, y'all talk about you and Trevor as far as I need to invest in quality gear. Yeah, you do. And again, it doesn't have to be insanely expensive. I mean, for example, this is crazy. I was doing a lot of technical research for cameras, a secondary camera, a B camera, a Bravo camera. And I looked at, I was looking at just some basic point and shoots. RX100 from Sony is great. You know, their vlogging version is awesome as well. I know you had looked at those, but honestly, since we had those discussions, if you do a comparison, talking about video and built-in audio quality, if you compare those point-and-shoot cameras to, say, an iPhone 12 Pro or an iPhone 13 Pro, or whatever they call the 13, it's amazing how well these iPhones perform now for video. So, you know, if in a lot of situations, unless you're doing a studio like I've got set up with the ATEM Mini Pro and HDMI inputs, you know, you may find that, you know, just starting with an iPhone may be more than enough. Let's see, Hybrid Life says, do you think the new MacBook Air is enough for video uploading and editing? Without a doubt. And actually, as you know, I used the MacBook Air M1, and I didn't go 16 gigs on it. I just did 8 gigs of RAM and 512 internal storage. Now, keep in mind, you're going to want to pick up a cheap USB external hard drive, USB-C, and don't let that confuse you. You can buy a USB external hard drive and buy a cheap cable off of Amazon that'll let you connect it to USB-C. But you'll want to have that for your, you know, your large video file storage, and just use the integrated 512 gigs of storage as what you call your scratch disk for editing. So that's the configuration I would recommend if you want to get in on the cheap and be a solid performer. 8 gig MacBook Air M1 with 512 gig of storage. And you can just head on over to irixguy.com/Apple, and you can find a link to all of Apple's great stuff. And that's my link. If you decide to do that, that's awesome, man. But yeah, I would say that's more than enough. And again, my second Mac is the Imac, which is 16 gigs of memory and 1 storage. And honestly, between the two, you know, editing the 4K video content, between the two, there's not a huge performance difference at all. For sure, I'd use your link. Deeply appreciated. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, at no cost to anybody. Do you, Hybrid Life, or anybody on this channel, you know, there's no cost to use the link. It's just a click. But, you know, your act of taking the time to click on my link before you shop is incredible. I can't wait to get the Starbucks sub. That's going to be my daily driver. Dude, I love the Starbucks sub, everyone. Also, some people call it the Cermit, C-E-R-M-I-T as well. It looks really nice. Yeah, I like that. You know, that's a color. The green is something that I want to add soon. I definitely want to add the root beer before I add a green, though. I mean, I think the root beer is, you know, just something unique when you see it in the flesh. But yeah, man, that Starbucks, I think you'll really like that. And it's you know, like the Hulk, it's going to be a classic. For my interest in the root beer, it'll be two-tone. And the reason that's twofold. The reason why I want to go with the two-tone root beer is number one, the two-tone, obviously, hold on a second here, I was syncing back up. A solid precious metals piece would be would be a little bit, I mean, I'm not saying it's not durable. They're great. But I'll be a little bit more cautious with it. Whereas with a two-tone, I would feel like I could wear it more confidently and bang it into walls and stuff, like I do my sub no date, my 114060. So that's kind of my justification. You said, would I buy it from an AD? Oh, without a doubt. I'm not one to, in the past, even when you could get certain timepieces below retail, I never bought through gray market just because I wanted to, you know, get the warranty card and all that. I know that sounds silly. Reality is, in the past, there were discounts in the gray market you could often get certain pieces below MSRP. And of course, as we know now, that's a thing of the past. It's the other way around. The retail's the deal. Now, when I got mine, as we mentioned, you wear your yellow gold sub to the gym. That's cool, man. Well, and that says it's durable, and that's awesome. Better start asking the AD for it now. Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't yet, and I know it's gonna be a long wait, but yeah, I mean, I do have. My dealers are throughout the Caribbean, the people that I trust and do business with, and I've got a dealer for everything. I mean, it's one of those things throughout the years, man. Older dude like me, kind of fat, got a gut going on, sitting here walking, trying to burn some fat. When you get like that, you have connections, and I've established a bunch of connections, and that the sub that I have, the one where you found me, man, the root beer would look amazing on your live show, no doubt, and it will look amazing. And yeah, when you found my video about the sub no date, where I was out in the ocean, that was actually St. John, but I bought it in Grand Cayman. So you were kind of watching one of my follow-up videos. That thing, man, like I said, when I got it, I got a discount from the authorized dealer. And I mean, that's hard. That's not going to happen nowadays. Number one, they're not going to have anything in stock. And number two, you're not going to get a discount. But yeah, when I went in to buy it, you're always talking about, you and Trevor both said a lot about, shopping in the AD and how to present yourself and, how to get on their list and all of that. That was awesome advice. Now, see, it was different back when I bought it because I had just gotten up on the north shore of Grand Cayman, and I just put on a swimsuit and a t-shirt. It had sleeves on it. It wasn't a sleeveless shirt, but I had on a pair of swim trunks that were dry and a t-shirt, and I didn't even wear my I didn't even wear my Omega. I'd worn my 300M Omega Seamaster to the island, but before I went down, I'd already contacted the AD and said, hey, I'm going to be down here on these dates. This is what I want. And of course, at that time, they had so many different pieces because there wasn't the perceived shortage. I mean, they had Daytonas. They had Batman. They had the Hulk. They also had the Kermit because it was still in the AD at that time. It had been discontinued, but it was still, when the Kermit was on the end, at the end of its AD existence, it wasn't really a desired piece. I clearly remember that. It was neither it nor the Hulk were. And then all of a sudden, boom, they become the hot stuff. But, at that time, I looked at everything, but I knew going in that it was only going to be the sub, just the Submariner, no date. And I got what I intended to get, and I never regret that decision. And I got it at a decent discount. So, that was well worth the experience. And God, that was many years ago. But never regret that. And I think, even to this day, for anyone out there, that's considering their first real wristwatch purchase, it's hard to steer people away from the sub no date, which we call it the sub no date. It's just a Submariner. And then it's hard to recommend a Tudor because anybody that gets that, they're always gonna be like, man, I should have just waited. I should have saved up. But if you've already got, the Rolex or two, definitely add the Tudor because you're gonna like it a lot. Hybrid Life says, can't wait to see you in the Rainbow Daytona. I would never, regardless of how large this channel becomes, and I think they look cool, but I would never wear one just because it's just too blingy. I like more, I like the tool watch, a two-tone. I do want to do that with a root beer, and but I really like the tool look. And I need to add I've got the JJ LeCoultre Master Control, but I need to add a dress watch with some gold in it. Hybrid Life says, need a Tudor in the collection. it's a classy, yeah, it's definitely classy. The Rainbow Daytona, no doubt. Probably something that'll never, probably something that will probably continue to go up in value. And as we always say, this is not investment advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, it's a highly collectible piece that a lot of people like. And that was funny. I'm just going down the street and some blonde in a car just like stares me down. I'm like, hey, I'm married. Yeah, it's funny how that works. Yep. Now, see, if I was single, she wouldn't have even come by and looked at me. Hybrid Life says, we both need a tourbillon, or tourbillon. How do you pronounce that, by the way? Tourbillon? So if you don't know what a tourbillon is, and I'm probably mispronouncing it, I got to see a few of them in person. And this was back before the wristwatch shortage. And it really wasn't a shortage of the high horology, the Holt horology pieces. It was a tourbillon. Yeah, so I got to see a tourbillon at Tourneau, which has now been rebranded Boucher in New York, and it was really cool. I saw a JJ LeCoultre tourbillon, and then also a Breguet tourbillon, and it's really cool. I guess the best way for a non-watch enthusiast to visualize it, it's like a globe, and they're often, I mean, a tourbillon is, and there are some that don't have exposed dial or exposed case back, but traditionally a tourbillon is going to be in a dress watch, and traditionally a tourbillon is going to be at turning, so it's completely different than your traditional manual wind or automatic mechanical movement. It adds a layer of complexity. Now keep in mind, with a tourbillon, even if you are able to get one, the service is grossly enhanced. Not every watchmaker is going to possess the skill set to service a tourbillon. So that's something to be aware of. Just because someone could potentially afford the watch doesn't mean they can afford the service. The same with cars and the same with all sorts of things. So just because you can afford the item doesn't mean that you can afford to actually own it and maintain it. So, but with that being said, a tourbillon is an awesome wristwatch complication. Now, speaking of other complications, in Hybrid Life, I know the other night you mentioned this, and moon phase. I think everybody needs a moon phase. That's something I'm missing. And there's several top tier manufacturers that have those. They're traditionally in dress watches. JJ LeCoultre has a great moon phase in the Master Control. I think they also have a Reverso that has moon phase. Breguet's got some great moon phases. Zenith has some great moon phases. And to your point, can't wait to get this Cellini, which is the Rolex moon phase. I think that's an awesome piece. And I think it's awesome for a few reasons. Number one, it seems like most people think Rolex is stainless steel tool watch only, oyster case back. They got the Cellini, which is a dress watch on the leather strap. So it's a piece that goes overlooked by a lot of people because typically they're wanting to buy a sports watch. And, that's not it. But with that being said, I think the Cellini with the moon phase complication is incredible. So, that would be a great choice. The Speedmaster moon phase is amazing too. Yeah, talking about Omega Speedmaster moon phase. So yeah, they've got a few references that have moon phase complication on them, and those are nice. Something I regret not adding, and I need to add, is just the Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. They've got the original. So they've got the Man on the Moon with the Hesalite crystal, which is kind of like a plasticky type crystal. It was the original moon watch. Now, it does not have an exhibition case back, and it's got Hesalite. So if you're wanting the true collectible, you don't care about scratching the Hesalite, you may want to go with the original Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. But if you want the same style, but you do want to have an exhibition case back and a sapphire crystal, check out the that version. And I like it, and I think that's going to be the Speedmaster that I add, just because it's what's referred to as a core reference. You know, it's one of, well, it is probably Omega's top. Yeah, Moonwatch Sapphire Sandwich Omega. That's what you call it. That's it. Yeah, that's the one. And it's, you know, it's one that's probably only going to continue to appreciate in value. And it's probably, you know, probably only going to continue to appreciate. It and the Omega Seamaster. Not talking about all the different variations, but the Omega Seamaster 300M. Those are the top two references in Omega's catalog. And that's the one thing with Omega. They've created a lot of cool stuff, but they've almost created so much stuff that it's kind of diluted, or at least temporarily diluted their brand. Breitling did the same thing, and it's I think both of those brands, especially because of the, you know, the Rolex supply or whatever in the authorized dealers, I think we're really seeing both Breitling and Omega get back on their A game. And that Breitling, the Breitling pistachio dial is awesome. So there's, you know, there's a lot of cool watches to pursue. So I know Hybrid Life, you're mostly Rolex. What would be, what do you want to be your step outside of Rolex watch? What do you want that? Which brand are you looking at? The first one and then the second one. I think I already know the answer. I'm just going to see if you change your opinions. Update on the estimated calories burned, about 270 during this live stream, which is great. And a lot of people tuning in, deeply appreciated. I would say first Patek. Yeah, Patek for sure. The resellability, the trade value, if you ever needed to sell or trade, just almost as good as Rolex, man. You can't go wrong with Patek. You really can't. And again, that shouldn't be what drives someone's decision, but it's always good to know that you like something that is likely also an appreciating asset. And then the second would be an AP. Audemars Piguet, got some good stuff. I like the Royal Oak, the original Royal Oak. I think that's always going to be a classic. Some of the Royal Oak offshores, a little bit crazy. But yeah. Now here the AP service is a pain if you have to get them serviced. And keep in mind, both of those brands, AP and Patek, as far as durability, talking about banging into walls and that sort of stuff, with those, you know, they're not going to be as durable as a Rolex. Hybrid Life says he wants his Richard and he's not super excited about AP. Yeah, they're neat, but I'm with you. And you know, one that I really miss, and I feel stupid for not seeing the future of it. Hybrid Life says Rolex is always the ultimate. I'll agree with that. Just because of because of the excellent marketing, the perceived opinion that it's the best wristwatch in the world, and then also the fact that it actually is the best made. I think it is. I mean, you can swim with it, you can knock it into walls, you can shower with it. It just takes a beating. AP ceramic is nice. Yeah, it's cool. I've never been a fan of the other metals, just because I like something heavy, and that's why I like stainless steel, and I don't like titanium, and I don't like carbon. But again, personal preference. I agree, they look neat. If you can enjoy that weight, or I should say lack of weight on your wrist. Because I associate, if I'm wearing something in titanium or ceramic, or Not ceramic, carbon. Almost feel like I'm wearing an Apple Watch on my wrist. You know, there's no weight to it. The one thing that makes me away from AP is the industrial look. Can't stand that. Yeah, and you know what? Once you bang it into the walls a few times, those little screws and everything on the bezel, they're going to get all goobered up and they're not going to look good. And I know, you know, scratches make a watch look better, but in the case of AP, I'm with you. And yeah, I wouldn't say they look like a Hublot. Man, those things are hideous. But definitely, it appears that Hublot, and I don't even know how they sell their pieces for what they do. They had a Hublot authorized dealer when I was in St. Kitts, and I looked at them. It's like it wants to be an AP, and they want to charge almost as much, but it's like, what are you buying? You know, I mean, again, my personal opinion. I know a lot of people may respect Hublot, but I don't. I just call it like I see it. But yeah, that style of bezel, I think the guy that invented that, the Royal Oak, wasn't that Gerald Genta? I think that's the name of the person that designed that. But it looks nice. The bracelet on the AP Royal Oak, and then the dial and the bezel. Well, like I said, scratch magnet, man. You bang that into a wall, you got a scratch bezel and you got scratch screws that are in the bezel. It's kind of like a double ouch. Let's see. Hybrid Life says, I could see you with a Yachtmaster too. Now, that's a pretty cool piece. I didn't like them at first, but I like them because they're unique. And yeah, I think a Yachtmaster is fine. Now, before I got that, though, I'd have to get a yacht. So that's just kind of like, that would kind of be my rule if I got a Yachtmaster. One you haven't mentioned is a Sea Dweller. Not Sea Dweller, Sky Dweller. And that was, I was fortunate enough to try on a solid gold Sky Dweller right when it came out in Turks and Caicos. I was in Providenciales and went into the authorized dealer there and trying on all this stuff. And yeah, Sky Dweller is kind of like the Sky Dweller is Rolex's most complicated piece. And, you know, Rolex is not known for, you know, that's not their claim to fame, is, you know, creating complicated pieces. But they executed that very well with the Sky Dweller. And it's very durable. I mean, it's you know, you could swim with it, you could do anything with it. Pretty much anything with it. So, you know, that's, yeah, Sky Dweller is awesome. Yeah, I really like it. It's kind of like, okay, well, you know, I wanted to get a Datejust, but I wanted to get something that was more unique. So I went with the Sky Dweller. Yeah, with the blue dial, that's the ticket. No doubt, man. You've got it. Hybrid Life knows wristwatches. If you ever have wristwatch questions, Hybrid Life is the, you know, I'll go as far as to say your experience level with this, and I know you started and you became obsessed, but I will go as far as to say, Hybrid Life, that I think your wristwatch knowledge currently is getting close to that of the Pontiff. And I mean, that is huge. You know, you are entering a territory of knowledge that only the Pontiff was in that space previously. So, you know, you're approaching the Pontiff as far as wristwatch knowledge is concerned, and that's probably the biggest compliment that anyone could receive within the community, within the wristwatch community. We've got more people tuning in. Again, this is just a live walking through some abandoned parking lots, some questionable railing here. Just talking about wristwatches. So this show, because Hybrid Life joined, it became a wristwatch discussion. Hybrid Life says, appreciate it, man. Excited to keep collaborating. What an honor. No doubt. You know, let's raise awareness. Let's grow this hobby. You know, let's suck other people in. I mean, it's, you know, you got sucked in. You were just watching videos. You know, one of the videos happened to be one of mine. That sucked you in conjunction with all these other videos. So we need to get a lot of other people that maybe aren't sucked in yet, get them turned on to the hobby, the addiction. And especially, I think, you know, the younger demographic, and by that I mean, you know, 20s, reasonably, somebody that's in their early 20s that has become successful. You know, they launched their own company and this, that, and the other. Reasonably, somebody in their early 20s that's reasonably successful should be able to become involved with this addictive hobby. So I think that's Cal C. Dudes. Cal C, we were talking about the pistachio Dow Breitling earlier. I know that was a reference that you had spoken highly about. And we're also saying Hybrid Life that's on with us. We're saying he is very close to the knowledge level of the Pontiff, AC3, Archibald Chesterfield III. So, yeah, his knowledge is deeply appreciated. So is yours. So is everyone's, man. I know we don't have Trevor on. Trevor is awesome as well. Trevor came on the First Time Pieces for Tomorrow show, rocking a solid gold AP Royal Oak. I mean, how cool is that? So, you know, we got people here in the know. You know, we just, and again, I'm exercising, so I've got on an Apple fitness tracker. So it is what it is. Yeah, guys, we need to, I can't wait to start videos. Well, Hybrid Life, if you need pointers or anything about how to do that, man, you know who to collaborate with. I'm more than happy to share the lessons learned. And the biggest thing is, especially once you start filming a lot of videos, because I know you're a huge wristwatch collector, and one video per watch is not nearly enough. What you can do is create your intro segment and then also your outro segment for your videos. And when you do that, then when you create new videos, you just paste that to the front and the end of the video. It saves time. Also with Final Cut Pro 10, I can show you how to add a bunch of, Cal C, I'll continue lurking through comments. Yes, sir. Definitely do that. Lurk all you want. And everybody out there, again, this is a live show, so if you choose to super chat, you can. Also, I've got channel memberships. If you choose to become a channel member, that's awesome. It is super awesome. So, yeah, we're just, this is kind of the exercise. You know what? I'm feeling so good. I may go eat some air fried fish, and I may fire up from the studio, take a shower, and fire up from the studio a Timepieces for Tomorrow live show, because I think we got a lot of people right now that are really just obsessing over it, and we need to continue this outside of the walk. So with that being said, we've been running this for about 50 minutes. I'm going to conclude this, and yeah, Mayo Chup, man, Mayo Chup, if you haven't tried it, it sounds ridiculous, but it is good. Actually, I'm out of that, but I do have horseradish, Worcestershire, lemon juice, ketchup, fresh ground pepper, and sea salt. So you guessed it, I'm gonna make some homemade cocktail sauce to go with my air fried fish. And then I'm gonna take a shower, and then I'm gonna do a live show. So I will see y'all shortly, and again, deeply appreciated. I'm gonna conclude this walk show. Appreciate the turnout, guys, and the conversation's been awesome. Hybrid Life, what time? Let's see, it is 6:25 New York. Let's say maybe 8 New York, about an hour and a half from now. Give me time to do a good scrub and a good cook and a good eat. Got to get in there, get clean. Got all sweaty walking. So, yeah, if y'all can tune in, it's awesome. If you can't, there'll all obviously be another show, but I just want to keep this conversation going, because that's how to do it, man. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to log off of this show, but hopefully I'll see y'all very soon. I'm feeling the live show today. See y'all later. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell icon if you haven't, and that'll notify you whenever I post another video. And check out all my merchandise down below. You can find all of the Iron Skies Adventure Channel merchandise and Timepieces for Tomorrow merchandise. Y'all have a good one.